Living in Japan for 6 months, you feel like you made just enough progress that everything you ever wanted is about to happen, and then you cut it short. You know, I feel like I just got into the groove. I made a solid friend group, started figuring out my routine, and then boom, now I'm back here. And I made it just in time for this damn heat.
Cast in the dangerous heat that is settling in over the next few days.
I don't know if there necessarily was so much more I could have done. I just feel like I had more to give. Because the first 3 months was like just figuring things out. And then the next 3 months, which was the last half, I just felt like I got used to it. Now let's go. And then right after I said let's go, I'm back in New York City. This is what happened for me in 6 months in Japan. I had 3 goals, 3 main goals, and I'll run through them. First goal was to actually learn Japanese and be able to have a conversation with somebody in Japanese. I can kind of do that now, very poorly. My Japanese is very bad, but like in my last video, I can get the point across. If they don't use complex words, I can kind of understand them. I still suck. I think I'm somewhere like between N4 and N3, and I suck. I try to pat myself on the back every now and then. I know for a fact that after 6 months, I'm a lot better than when I went, which isn't saying much because I wasn't very good to begin with. But, you know, progress. So first goal, I guess kind of met-ish. You know, honestly, I didn't do that much homework. Maybe I should have. Damn. But second goal, be a regular at a restaurant. That turned out not too difficult. But it also turned out to be an Indian restaurant. And the guy, Kendall, he spoke to me in Japanese too. But his Japanese was still way better than mine. So we sometimes spoke English. But that was nice. I really love the Indian food. Don't sleep on the Indian food. It felt good, you know, every time I went there, I knew he knew I'm back. And third goal, get a native Japanese friend. Now about that, like, I think somewhere along the way, I realized that I can't really force friendships. It really never turns out the way you think it will. I met some native Japanese people, but we just never ended up chilling. I did, however, end up becoming really close friends with my classmates, and honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. Being back in New York, pretty sad, and I miss all of them. I miss them. And there's a culture shock in like 3-4 days since I got back, and it's been rough. I was unusually sad, like more sad than I thought I'd be sad. You know, I was telling all my friends that I'm gonna be sad, but I was just like an absurd sadness. And then my friend was telling me about like the jet lag depression. Apparently it's a real thing, well documented, that jet lag can cause some kind of mental illness or like some kind of like extreme sadness. And I described the feeling like two ways. One is like I feel homesick for a place that doesn't exist anymore. That kind of crushes me. And two, I almost feel like I just need my mom right now. You know, I'm like 30 something and I'm saying that. So that's how I knew something was up. Now I'm gonna get through it, but just like right now, you know, sometimes when I'm too alone with my thoughts, I get a little sad. I miss everybody in Japan. I miss my life in Japan. You know, I feel a part of me just like died and I respawned back at base. And I'm just like, what just happened? Like hay fever, dream, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, who am I? On my first day here, I was not jaywalking. I was standing across the street. My friend was like, what are you doing? I'm like, shit. I don't know. I learned a lot about myself. You know, just hanging out with that group and being kind of like the older one, which I'm not really used to because everyone I hang out here is my age. I kind of learned that I have some fatherly instincts and like be somewhat of a caretaker, and that was new to me. I didn't know I had that in me. And I think like just meeting new people, like they can just bring out sides of you didn't know you had. Oh, another big thing that I usually hang out in like big groups, and I just feel like when I want to do something nice to someone, I feel like I have to scale it up to like 20 plus people, and suddenly like the amount of kindness I can provide is not as kind. But in Japan, I had a small group, just like me and 3 other classmates, and I felt like I could just do more, you know, be more caring because there's, I guess, less scaled up. And I'm just living by the motto there. It's like I do what I can, and when there's less people, I can do more. It's 4th of July today. Fireworks here only last like 10 minutes, but the whole fireworks experience in Japan is so different. Like the fireworks show that I went to was an hour long. I was like, this is so worth it. Back in New York City, I'm slowly raising my guard up again. A little more dangerous, a lot more variables here. I would never leave my stuff on the table and go to the bathroom unattended. But in Japan, I was doing that all the time. I was at the MoMA yesterday, and I was looking around, I was like, damn. New York City, the one thing that has is like, it's just so diverse. Like they got everyone, every kind of person, anything can happen here because there's just so many variables, so many different kinds of people. After living in Japan 6 months and coming back here, it's kind of nice where I see New York City in a different lens now. Like I can see it more as a tourist because now I have like a base life somewhere else that I got used to. If any of you guys were ever thinking about moving somewhere and you've never had, do it. Like you'll learn so much about yourself. You might even end up being able to appreciate your own home more when you come back. When I was in Japan, everything was a struggle. I was in a constant state of uncomfortable. Every kind of like base necessity, I had to figure it out. There was no like routine that just autopiloted me. Especially because I don't know the language. it's tough. And every person next to me, I could just assume they don't speak my language, and that was difficult. And now coming back to New York City, I feel like I'm on easy mode. Like everyone speaks English, and because of that, I'm trying to like maintain the momentum of chasing uncomfortableness. I signed up for online one-on-one classes. That still made me uncomfortable for some reason, so I knew I guess that was the right thing to do. I want to sign up for driving refresher lessons. Honestly, that's been an insecurity of mine, and I have my license, but I don't know how to drive because being in this city, you know, you just take the train everywhere. Cars are expensive and there's no parking spaces and traffic is terrible. But I've always wanted to be able to drive because I just feel like less of a contributing member to society. I don't know. That's something on my pipeline. New goals. And now that I'm on easy mode, John, there's no excuse to not do whatever you want to do. You hear me? Yeah, I got it. Also, yeah, New York City is pretty dirty. Like I came back and I was like, there's just shit everywhere. Everything's expensive. Now I feel a lot more frugal because I'm comparing it to all these Japan prices. I'm like, what is going on here? And on top of everything, you gotta pay gratuity. You gotta pay that 20% tip. I do not miss people turning around the tablet with the 22% tip defaulted selected, and I have to manually change it in their face. Back to New York City goals. I plan to take the N3 Japanese proficiency test in December, so I'm not giving up on my Japanese learning dreams. I'm gonna go back to Japan at least once a year. I don't know if you noticed, I could speak a little louder here because I'm back home. So that's one pro. In Japan, I felt like a lot of shame if I was bothering someone. Over there, I kind of like cared more about sticking out. But in New York, I almost want to stick out because the diversity is so crazy. Like, it's more difficult to stick out. But in Japan, everyone kind of conforms, so you almost feel bad for sticking out. But yeah, I want to grow my content. I want to get this channel to maybe 1,000 subs. That'd be really cool. I don't know if you guys know this, but I also make like random skits on another channel and on my Instagram. I'm gonna try to do that too, but it's hard to juggle everything. I want to do pottery a little more. I tried pottery in Japan. That was really fun. It's nice to be able to actually make things with your hands, especially in this AI world where are you actually making those things that you prompt? I don't know. And of course, I want to be uncomfortable as much as possible because I always know growth and the greatest version of me is on the other side of that. And I need to do things because if I don't distract myself, I'm probably gonna be I think another reason why Japan seemed so glorious to me was I was not working. I was just living off savings. Obviously, pretty anxious knowing that you're always net negative, but not working is a blessing. And I have had the privilege to have saved up enough money. I will miss not working. I'm gonna be working soon in like a week. 8 hours of work every day. Got like no time to do anything else, especially if you're commuting and eating. Eating and commuting is like 3-4 hours. It's kind of ridiculous. What the hell is going on? Cutting that off real quick. That's just reality, I guess. But you know, that's not gonna stop me from doing more and continuing to learn Japanese. Ganbarimasu, right? Thank you everybody for following along. I know I'm back in New York City. You're not gonna be seeing as much Japan B-roll, but I'll throw in some New York City B-roll. I'm just trying to do better every day, guys. Whether it be learning Japanese or living my life in my 30s. Thank you.